Hello, I'm Eric Amasugi, product manager here at Microsoft Learn. Microsoft Learn's MCP server, or Model Context Protocol server, gives your AI agent a direct line to official Microsoft documentation, whether you're coding in Visual Studio Code, prompting GitHub Copilot, or building a custom AI assistant. In this demo, we'll show you how the Microsoft Learn MCP server helps developers streamline their workflow by bringing accurate documentation directly into VS Code. Getting started is simple. Just open the Microsoft Learn MCP Server GitHub page, click one-click installation, and it's ready to use. Once installed, select Agent Mode in VS Code, and now we're ready to try out a few developer scenarios. Suppose my manager assigns me a task to design a system that requires a messaging or event service. I know Azure has several options, but I'm not sure on which one to choose. So I open GitHub Copilot chat and ask, in Azure, which option should I choose between Service Bus, Event Hubs, and Event Grid? Please provide a detailed, in-depth comparison of these services. Behind the scenes, the LLM calls both Microsoft Docs Search and Docs Fetch tooling multiple times to gather relevant information. Finally, I can see a comprehensive comparison appear on the chat screen, including key characteristics of each service, core features, limitations, and a clear detailed comparison matrix. This way, developers get a complete structured answer immediately, saving time and reducing guesswork. So here's another real-world scenario. GPT-5 has just been released, and I want to know if I can access it through Azure OpenAI. Here, if we don't use Learn MCP, the answer is incomplete and outdated. But once Learn MCP is enabled, the agent fetches authoritative, up-to-date information. We see here that the accurate answer is, in fact, that GPT-5 series is available in Azure OpenAI as of August 2025. Finally, I want to use the Azure AI Foundry Evaluation SDK to run a harms evaluation. I've already prepared a mock dataset and set up the Azure AI Foundry endpoint in my .env file using Azure default credential for authentication. I simply ask the agent, with the dataset in QA dataset JSON and Azure AI URL in .env file, use Azure AI Foundry Evaluation SDK to run a harms eval. As you can see here, without the Microsoft Learn MCP enabled, developers often struggle with package installation, imports, and correct API usage, encountering multiple errors before the code runs. The first issue we hit is a module not found error. Then, Copilot needs to verify the correct import structure. I kept pressing enter again and again, but it took too much time without making much progress, so I eventually had to force stop it. So, as you can see here, I ran into a few issues. I also went to Azure AI Foundry to see if my evaluation results returned, and as you can see, nothing shows up in the portal. But with the Microsoft Learn MCP enabled, the agent leverages the latest and most comprehensive official documentation. It first queries the relevant docs, understands the correct approach, and then proceeds with implementation. With access to accurate API names, code samples, and best practices, it produces working code with all packages, imports, and API calls correctly configured. Everything runs smoothly on the first attempt, just showing how the Learn MCP removes friction and accelerates development. So, as you can see here, the evaluation report is complete, and the results of my evaluation are available in the Azure AI Foundry portal. With Microsoft Learn MCP Server, you now have access to accurate documentation, tutorials, and working code, which inevitably saves developers time, reduces guesswork, and allows you to focus on building. Try Learn MCP Server today and supercharge your developer workflow.